I'm making rice and peas and chicken, and I'm just peeling the onion and the garlic, which is going to go in the rice and peas to season it. In this rice and peas, I'm going to use kidney beans, and it's called beans, but we call it rice and peas because it's Jamaican. And in Jamaica, everything is the other way around. So in England, they call this rice and beans, but in Jamaica, it's called rice and peas. So I'm using coconut cream, thyme, salt and pepper, and long grain rice. Then I've got some hot pepper sauce here, which I might put in or I might not. I'm using 2 tins of beans because I'm making enough rice and peas for 4 people. If it's just for one person, you can just use 1 tin of beans. I'm using a pint of water. There. I'm putting that in the water. I'm using coconut cream. You can use also the canned coconut milk, but I'm using the block coconut cream because it's easier. So I'm gonna cut like a long 2-inch piece, you know, and then if it need more, I'll put more in. Oh, I have to switch the cooker on. Oh, that won't cook without the cooker being switched on. Right. Some thyme, dry thyme, but you can also use fresh thyme, but I like dry because it tastes just as good. Dry thyme, some salt, about a teaspoon. You can always add more to it. Oops, too much. Never. This is what you're not supposed to do. Never hold the salt or the pepper over the pan, because if you put too much in it, you'd have to start all over again. So that's something that you're not supposed to do, but because I'm an expert, I can do that. I've got 1 onion. Chop this off there. Just chopping it up. I'll just pop all the onion in the pan there. And I'm going to crush the garlic. I've got a garlic press, but this is a lot easier. When I was born in Jamaica, they didn't have garlic press. We just batter it with a stone. I'm using a jar. I've just come up market now, so I can just use this, and I'm just gonna beat that. In Jamaica, we call it beating it. Beat the garlic. So just chopping. After I've beaten the garlic, I'm chopping it up. Very cruel cooks. So I've beaten it and I've also mashed it. So it's well done. I'm just waiting for that coconut to melt. And then I'm just going to cover it and let it just boil. And as soon as it's boiled and the coconut is melted, I add the rice. The coconut cream is now melting. So just let it melt, and then you can taste it to see if you need more, because you can always add more. You can never have too much coconut cream, because the coconut cream is what gives the flavor to the rice and peas. In the meantime, while that is cooking, I'm just going to measure out how much rice I'm going to put in. Because I'm in England, I'm measuring it in. Back home in Jamaica, we don't measure, we just throw it in the pan and we know exactly how much to put in. But because I'm in England, I am going to measure it like a good English person would. Or like my children who were born in England like to know exactly how much. So I'm going to use 2 cups of rice, maybe 2.5. So I'm measuring the rice there in just a big teacup. I just pop it into this measuring thing there. Starting to rinse the rice now, just on the running water. Okay, so just rinsing it, and then I'm going to add it to the I'm just adding it to the liquid. Okay, you just mix it all in exactly. And even though I measured that, the water is only about an inch above the rice. Always, whenever you're cooking rice and peas or rice and beans, the water should be 1 inch above the rice. I'm going to bring that to the boil, and then I'm going to switch it, turn it down. And while that is cooking, I'm going to prepare the chicken, because I'm making rice and peas and chicken, Jamaican style.